Hello and welcome everyone to the artist interview series. This is Pearson here, and today we have Errymil Batol. Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Okay. Errymil, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great.
Doing great?
Yeah.
Did I do it right?
Yeah.
Uh-oh, we have like echoes. You hear that? How are you doing today?
There's
I'm
doing great.
Doing great. I hear a giant echo going on right now. This is gonna be weird. We have like echoes. You hear that?
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
Oh, maybe you have your audio on. Is it working there?
Giant echo going
I'm just
on.
using the
It's gonna be weird.
audio from
We
the
have like
computer.
echoes. You hear that?
Yeah.
How are you doing today?
Oh, maybe you have your audio on. Is it working there? Do you hear that?
I'm just using the audio from
We're having technical difficulties already. This is, oh man, Errymil,
Do you hear that?
the reason being, there's a big reason why we should have been nervous when we started this is because the giant echo that's been going. Has it been fixed?
Yeah, I can hear you.
You can't hear me?
There's a big reason why we should have been nervous when we started this is because the giant echo that's been going. Has it been fixed?
Do you have another thing open, a window open that is actually?
The giant echo that's been going. Has it been fixed?
Do you have another thing open, a window open that is actually? Well, anyways, today we have Errymil, and we're going to talk about his artwork, and hopefully the echo chamber resolves itself. But we're going to keep going and see what happens. Yeah. And hopefully the echo chamber resolves itself. But we're going to keep going and see what happens. Yeah. So if you have like I'm assuming if you're in the broadcast and you're also like on a YouTube window with it streaming in the background,
See what happens.
that might be part of it. Or if you have a Facebook page open in the broadcast and you're also like on a YouTube window with it
Give me
streaming in
1
the
second.
background. This is not good. Oh, well, at least we have something to talk about. At least I'll know what might be the problems for future references. This is not good. Oh, well, at least we have something to talk about. At least I'll know what might be the problems for future references. This is
No,
not
I got it. There you go.
Oh.
Oh man.
There's this giant echo chamber. Every time I was hearing myself, and I was like, "What is going on? Is it mine?" So you must have had. Did you have a window running in the background, Errymil?
Yeah, I was playing YouTube at the same time.
Oh yeah.
Not bad.
That's something for me to bring back to future artists that come in. Like, don't have that running in the background. Make sure it's closed.
Right.
So you're from
Let's get this.
Camarillo, California, or is it Camarillo? How do you pronounce it?
Camarillo.
Camarillo,
Yeah.
California. I was doing some research there, a little quick research, and I wasn't doing like 2 hours. But apparently, did you know this? Did you know that Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back was filmed there?
I don't know that. I'm sorry.
You don't know that film?
What is it?
Jay and Silent Bob.
No.
So, Errymil.
Yeah.
What brought you joy today?
Every day, every morning, you just have to be grateful for more than one thing, It's like a practice. So even if your day, you're not in the mood or you woke up in the wrong side of the bed, you just have to, to be grateful for more than one thing. And, just pray that everything's going to go well. But today, I was just looking forward to this day. And of course, I was busy with the kids during the morning, but I'm just happy that everybody's healthy and no one's sick and no one's feeling pain right now. And, that's what I'm so grateful for. Just seeing the kids, happy and healthy.
Yeah. And you have 3 kids, yes?
Yeah, I have 3 kids.
And it's a lot of work, right?
Yeah, especially nowadays, you work because I do, I'm still a full-time nurse. So you go home and then you're still full time when you go home because it's never ending. But yeah, especially with the COVID thing going on.
So
Yeah.
tell me about your work, Errymil.
Oh, which one? The full time or the passion?
Are they both your passions?
Well, yeah, I could say yes. Yeah. Yeah, with nursing, I love what I do, It's some call it a calling, that you're gonna take care of someone because it's not really that easy. But it's like a blessing to you help someone else without knowing their history or their background or whatever they whatever achievements they did. You just take care of them. So in return you're gonna get more than enough blessings because the things that you do to others, like service to others. And that's what I look for when I go to work. I just wanna, even though there's some days that you don't wanna, you feel lazy, but of course you still want to do something. Like you want to help out someone that when you go home you feel great, and it's kind of exhausting too because you kind of get that energy from other people, especially you always take care of the sick, like I said, but sometimes you take that energy with you at home. So sometimes you just have to find ways to wash it away.
How do you wash away that not, I wouldn't say negative energy, but like that draining energy, that force that can suck it out of you, right? How do you wash it away?
Yeah, you learn through it. I meditate a lot. I used to meditate a lot, but when I had kids,
Used to.
yeah, it's really hard nowadays because I can't find a quiet time anymore, and you always hear some noise. But I kind of have I don't know if it's a ritual, but before I go to work, I just pray for everybody else. I pray for everybody to be safe, and then some good things happen during the day or some bad things happen during the day. But by the end of the day, like I said, you just have to be grateful for something, and that's why I try to teach that with the kids, to pray for something that you're thankful for. So, yeah.
What do you write down any of those things that you're thankful for?
Not actually, but I just kind of reflect throughout the day. But sometimes you get frustrated, and you get angry. Sometimes you get irritated. But the only solution that I find is you have to step out or use a bathroom or just have to take a break maybe for 15 minutes and kind of look from a third person perspective, like observing what's happening. Because if you don't, you're just gonna go crazy. I mean, you're just being angry with no reason, and you're just frustrated for no reason. And then when you thought about it, you kind of feel guilty that I wish I did this, I wish I did that. So I kind of observe what's happening, and then I kind of use my own intuition too at the same time of what to do. You follow your gut. I always follow my gut. So if this is the best thing to do, even if as a nurse you kind of lose your pride at times because people are in pain, and when you're in pain you're really angry at everyone. So you take care of them, and then they're just angry. So you just learn how to control yourself, and how to manage it, because there's no point of arguing back because it's just gonna go in circles, and there's nothing learned. There's nothing. It doesn't make any sense at all. So you just have to step back. I mean, that's how I deal with it. And when I get home, I feel happy because it's like I don't know, maybe all types of job is just like that. When you go to work, your forehead's like you're really tense. You're some say you're focused, but you're stressed out already. You're tired. But when you go home, when you see people going home, they're always happy. It's kind of
yeah. Yeah, it's good to have a job that you can kind of leave at work. Is that what it's kind of like for you?
What do you mean?
Where you can kind of
Oh, yeah, take
like
a
some
break.
people's jobs they have to take home with them.
Oh,
You necessarily can't take it home with you.
yeah. Well, I'm thankful for this job that I have now, because when I used to work at a different place, I take it home with me, and it really takes a toll in you. You get sick, you're not happy, you're just stressed out, and then it piles up and keeps piling up. And I didn't used to do meditation back then, but it really helps. But in this way, because I work three 12-hour shifts, so it's only 3 days a week, and that's a full time already. So I have that 4 days that I can do whatever I want and not think about it. So the moment I walk out the door,
Mm-hmm.
it's like, okay, it's shut down already, closed.
And you got that from. Would you say that you've got you acquired that skill through meditation to learn how to close that energy a little bit?
I think so. Yeah, I think it has a big effect, especially the breathing exercises. You also teach that with the patients too. How to deep breathe. Well, it kind of helps to. I think it helps out with almost every aspect, and then you do that meditation, and then you put God in between everything, and it works out really well. I used to do meditation, just learning how to do it, and just closing your eyes and just focusing and just sitting. At first, it feels kind of boring because your thoughts is just like it keep running. It goes to another story from another.
Yeah.
It's never ending, but you kind of learn to step aside and watch it. I'm not really an expert on it, but you find techniques. Same as art. You always find techniques that works. So for now, that's what works for me. I kind of put everything aside, and then I just watch it from just observing what's happening, and then I allow God to always be there on all those challenges, your trials, and the rest. I just leave it to God. I mean, I'm just thankful that I find those techniques that works. Yeah.
So Errymil, what could I do? Like, what if you were gonna teach me meditation right now, or like one technique that you could bestow upon me that I could do regularly, what would you suggest?
Okay. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I would find that one place that you could be, that you won't be distracted at all, and you need to practice it. Yeah, it's actually a practice. So you need to find that time that really works for you, and you just go in that place, maybe a dark place. When I had my kids, I used to do it in the bathroom, and I turn off the lights, and I find that silence in the bathroom.
So why the lights off?
Well, because I just like that. Um, I want to tell you a story how I started.
Yeah, go for it.
That's why I started. I wanted to be, it would be to be dark. So back then, when I wasn't even painting, and my family wasn't even here, I went through trials, like most of us, and I went really down. I mean, maybe I'm a happy-go-lucky person. I'm a party goer. I'm wild. Basically good stuff at all. I'm not proud of it, but I don't regret whatever happened before, because you learn from it. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, I was living in San Francisco back then, and I was in this very stressful job. I worked 8 hour shifts, night shift, and I worked 4 days a week. So I live in a place in San Francisco in Daly City. It's always foggy, man. You don't you don't see the sun that much, so it's really depressing.
Uh-huh.
And I had, like I said, I had those trials, and I really went down, and I had no one to talk to. I was close to thinking of just ending it. Just I don't want it anymore. But I don't know. Just one day, I just prayed, and through that prayer, I started to practice it, and I started because I live in an apartment on my own, so I wasn't distracted at all, and I didn't, I could afford a TV, but I really don't watch TV till now. I don't watch TV. I don't know why. I'm just not interested. But yeah, I don't have any distractions. I meditate maybe twice a day, and then when I really went down, you know, I usually meditate when the sun, during the sunset, because the sunset hits my room, so I kind of face it, and then once it gets dark, I don't know if you're gonna believe me, but this is kind of crazy.
Go for it.
One day, I kind of saw a vision. I saw a vision. It's like a geometry. It's like a psychedelic. I didn't took any drugs, by the way. It was just so real that I felt like it was just was going for maybe in an hour, because I can meditate for 30 minutes, but it hurts. It hurts in my legs, but that time, kind of saw that vision. It was a kind of like I could still see it right now. I mean, it's kind of like a light, but it's like a fractal. I don't know. It's just kind of weird, but I could recognize that image, and I didn't know about the flower of life symbol before, which is this one, the flower of life. So I didn't know it back then. That was back in 2011, and that one day, it's like I don't know if you ever tried surfing before.
No.
But once you catch that wave, it just lasts for maybe 10 seconds, but it feels like a lifetime.
Mm-hmm.
You feel that you kind of long for it. You kind of miss it. So that kind of happened to me. It only happened one time, and then I saw that vision, like I said, and then maybe months or years passed, and then I saw another image of it, maybe through the internet, and I started. So now I know what it is. So I kind of studied more about it, and it turns out, it's like a communication. It's like if I'm foreign to you, or I live in another place and I can communicate with you. If I show you this symbol, it kind of unifies us. That because basically it's a symbol of, it's like a blueprint of creation. So.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be like a nerd.
Nerd it up.
It's kind of boring, but that's how I see it. Everything in nature is based on this pattern. The more I learn about it, the more I'm amazed about it. I said, there's nothing negative about this symbol. So, then maybe in 2014, when I got my second daughter. And I was working here already. I was here in Camarillo. And I finally had the time. And then one day I just painted that symbol. I said, I just want to see it more, because I don't see it much back then. No one's really talking about it. I was just kind of surprised. But right now it's kind of common right now. But yeah, I just want to paint it and just put it in my wall. And then I was able to paint it, but it looks like a 3-year-old who painted it. So yeah, that was back in 2014, and then from then on, I got inspired and I want to make more. And then, my wife saw how I painted. I finished one painting in front of her within an hour, and then, I posted it on Facebook, and then one of my my family members wanted it, so I said, okay, someone appreciates my art, so from then on, I keep doing it, and then. Yeah, I even have it tattooed. It's not like an obsession, but I have it here. It's a flower of life too. So I just want to share that that message. Maybe someone would kind of connect with that not power, but that message. There's a The point is, with this symbol, it kind of turns to I don't know if you call it a dimension, but that's where we're going. If you kind of understand the symbol itself, it kind of takes you to where we are going as a planet, which is more peaceful and more God loving, and then they call it Christ consciousness, which is I love the most. That's what I love the most when I connect this symbol to Christ, because it's like we're living like Christ beings. Like we're so peaceful. We try to be righteous. We try our best every day. We practice every day to be kind, to be compassionate, and to be grateful, because I think that's the most that's the highest, maybe the highest currency in the whole universe. Maybe being grateful, being positive, because in that way you can create more. So I could see that. I mean, I'm still looking at outside of the box, and I could see once you get that passion going, it's like like a ball rolling. It keeps on going and keeps getting better and better. I could see it through art. So that's in that way I try to inspire people that even if it's too late, if you think it's too late, because now I'm in 39. I just found this passion when I was 30, maybe 6 years ago. 6 years ago, it's been 6 years. So it's just surprising. Yeah. So that's how I came to art, and some more things that I learned. You kind of put your passion into it, like all sorts of things. I did pottery too. You can teach yourself with everything, as long as you want to see that beauty in it, and you want to see that structure that it's pleasing to the eyes. Yeah.
So that vision, did that pull you from the depths?
I think so. Yeah, because after that, but not right away. It's like a process, but once it's like something that you find something that you wanna learn or make your mind busy with it. Because back then I was just thinking about nothing. I just wanna have to party or drink. I would say sex, drugs, and rock and roll. Yeah, that's how I rolled back then. But with this, my mind was occupied and not mastering it, but kind of going with the flow and learning more about it. So yeah, I could say it kind of pulled me out to that depth of maybe that light shined some darkness in me. Maybe I don't know yet. I'm gonna find out soon. But it's still a process. But one thing I noticed, I don't know if you're into fasting or anything. I'm not really into fasting, but those times that I feel the most. I don't know if it's a download that you get or an energy that you get when you humble yourself. Fasting is the best way that you can humble yourself, because you don't want to broadcast that you're fasting to everyone. But when you fast, you lose that power. It's like you have nothing anymore. It's like you're doing it voluntarily, but combined it with prayer and fasting really works wonders. Before I painted, I fasted for 14 days. I don't know why I was doing it, but I was doing juicing at the same time. I just want to be healthy. Back then I thought just drinking milk would make you healthy.
It's true.
It's kind of
it's got protein, right?
I still drink alcohol and I smoke cigarettes, but I think if I drink milk every night, maybe I could be healthy. I could
balance it out.
Yeah, kind of balance it out.
Every glass of milk, you could have one cigarette or one beer.
Exactly. Yeah.
So whenever you were at home or at a party or at a bar, you'd always ask for like 5 glasses of milk, and
Yeah,
they thought you were some weird person.
and well, you do it at home, so no one knows that you're drinking milk.
You come home late at night, and then you have a half a gallon of milk. You're like, this is
Bottle.
about right.
So
Uh,
yeah,
yeah, I agree with the fasting. There,
yeah.
it's it's challenging, and you never go. Have you ever just broadcasted it? You said you don't broadcast it, but have you ever done it? Like, no, I'm not going to eat for.
My wife, yeah, I told her that I'm gonna start this juicing. Although I eat and drink juice, I just juice the vegetables, which which is a long process. But I did that for 14 days, which is
And you
good.
probably, from my understanding, you go through a lot of vegetables if you're just juicing.
Because we have this farmers market here every Saturday, so I buy a bunch, like a lot, and then I juice it, and then I just add apple to it to make it sweeter.
Mm-hmm.
But mostly that's what I take. But maybe on the first weeks, or maybe in the first week itself, the first 7 days, feels like you want to kill a person. Like, you get right away.
Did your wife ever like eat something really good in front of you while you like ice cream or
I have to
some?
drive her to some place that she wants to eat. She goes to a pho, and there's a lot of soup. Yeah, she tempts me and everything. I kind of stayed with the program. I did it for myself. I just want to see how long can I last.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was a good thing because we were. I don't know. Have you been to Sedona, Arizona?
I have family there, but that sounds familiar. I may have been there.
It's Red Rocks, but it's really magical. Back then, maybe in 2014, I feel like it was underrated. It's not like place in Zion in Arizona, but this place, it's kind of magical. So it's like a spiritual place. That's what they say, but they say that there's a feminine and a masculine energy that's going on there. So I went to that place, and then I don't know. I just saw it because we were living in an apartment back then, and then we were on our first vacation, and then I saw this sticker at the back of a car of someone else. I keep seeing it, and I said, "Oh, let me see how it looks like." So I saw Sedona, Arizona. I said, "Let's go drive, and let's go there." It's like an 8-hour drive, and then so there's some places they call it vortex places. Like what I said, there's a masculine and a feminine energy. There's a certain points that you could tell that you're in the right spot when you see those juniper trees spiraling. It's kind of weird, huh? The trees are spiraling itself, so you're in the right spot. So I look at those places, and I just kind of there's no GPS back then, and then I didn't have the iPhone yet. So I didn't know where to go. So I just followed the trail how to go to those places. So I found those places, which was really amazing. And you just follow those trails, and then you can get lost too at the same time. And it's really hot, but I managed to find those places. And I could say I felt some energy. Maybe because I was doing fasting at the same time. It's like I feel like I was torturing myself. I was really going down again. So I felt like after that, I felt like some people would call it like an awakening. Maybe for me, it's just more of an awareness. Like I downloaded something again that I want to take home. So when I got back home, so I just want to paint something. I want to paint those juniper trees. So I started painting it, and I think I did a good job with that painting because someone bought it right away. So that kind of verifies if your art sucks or it doesn't. So yeah, so after that, I keep making people, from work, they ask for a painting, I keep making it, till it piles up, and then, there are days that, I wish that I had that collection at home because I just paint for someone else, and I wish I have something in my wall. So, I start painting for myself too. So good thing I did that. I kind of collected it because in my belief, maybe someday if I couldn't sell my paintings now, maybe it's for someone else special in the future, or maybe my kids could use it. Maybe they could sell it, or I don't know what they want to do with it. But when my days are past, well, I just hope that this lives on, and maybe the inspiration and the stories behind it, and maybe my kids could continue with it because it's never too late. So I never lose hope because, like I said, I just learned this when I was 30s, in my 30s, 33. So my 33-year-old. So it's never too late.
That's interesting because like there's this premise where like when you're getting in your 30s or 40s, it's too late to change, to be better, like you're kind of your what choices you make when you're 20s is going to determine the rest of your life, right? And it's interesting that you
True.
like just you had this kind of epiphany, and it kind of gestated for a while, and you decided to take action a little bit. It you come off as like very spiritual. Is that about, or what would be how would you categorize it?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, back then, people are starting to do yoga back then. But especially in San Francisco, when you go to San Francisco, you go to Haight Street, which is where the hippies began. I don't know, but I think maybe it's kind of like a spiritual thing, but I feel like a loner in everything else. I practice that, but I didn't practice it with someone else. I didn't learn it from someone else. So I learned it on my own on how to, what works. Because, whatever works for me might not work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So, I keep practicing it. And then I think, I was lost back then. That's how I believe it now. It's more clear now, actually. I think I was practicing Buddhism, but I wasn't even a Buddhist, I was practicing Hinduism or whatever religion or whatever practice or ritual that I was doing. Some religions are doing it, but I wasn't doing. I wasn't part of it. So I didn't belong to anything else. So through time, because I felt like before, when my art was kicking, I still didn't figure it out back then. But I felt like, because usually how it works is I think about one thing, maybe a waterfall, I'll be thinking about it for a week, because you're gonna work, you get distracted with work, and you have that time, you kind of reserve that time that you're gonna have your full capacity and energy. So I kind of reserve that. So I think about one thing for a week, and then once I touch the brush and start to paint, it's like it's like I don't know. It's like someone's working through me that I'm just gonna finish this, and I know what to do. It's like I know where to put the places. I know how to organize it. I know what the steps I'm gonna do on the first day. What I'm gonna accomplish on the first day, and then I'm only planning to do this for 3 days, and it just flows on its own. So it's kind of like some maybe an angel, or I don't know. It's kind of helping you out to make it more beautiful. And like I said, I was lost back then. So I think when I decided, to be one with Christ and to know Him more, that's the time that it's more focused. It's more you know you make an art back then. When I make an art back then, I don't know what the message is behind that I want to share that could be easily accepted, and I just want to have that message that that God is here all the time. You just have to ask for it. It's it's kind of easy, but it's hard at the same time. It's really not easy to follow, to be nice, to be righteous, but you try to be. That's how I see it. You always try to excel. You try to be better every day because you only live once. I mean, I used to think about you only live once, like a YOLO.
I didn't want to say it. I was about to say it, but I didn't want to like say YOLO. But it's true.
To the wild and being reckless because you just want to experience. But for me, I want to experience life to the fullest till I grow old. Because I see some 80-year-old, 90-year-old, they're still doing their passion, and I don't see myself. When I found art, I didn't see myself retiring because you go to work as a nurse, but you're so tired, you're battered and bruised, and you think that I wish I could retire early before 65. But I see the 65-year-olds that are workaholic now. You don't know what to do after. I mean,
as a nurse.
Not really. I mean, I see a lot of old people. Maybe let's say my dad. Although he passed away 2 years ago. Yeah, my dad, he's a workaholic. He never took a day off. I always admired that, because I'm still not like that.
Yeah.
I'm always late. I'm kind of like the opposite of my dad, actually. But, in his end years, I kind of saw what he is in me. Kind of shared that. But, yeah, so when he retired, it's like he didn't know what to do, what else to do. I mean, I kind of feel sorry for him sometimes that, I mean, I thought he wanted to do gardening and fishing, but after he retired, he was just kind of stagnant. So, yeah, because he's a good engineer. He was top notch, telling you, back in the Philippines, because he was the president of that company for maybe 30 years, and then I saw some of his drawings. But there's this. I want to say a story when I was young.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Because when you were in maybe elementary, grade 3 or something like that, you have that art projects. So you kind of draw. The teacher is going to ask you to draw something, like a beach. So that's your project for for the semester. So I draw something, and then I asked him how it looks like. Yeah, he didn't make fun of it, but he drew another thing that I just had to color. But it kind of tells me that it doesn't really look good. He didn't say it. But I gave it to my teacher, and I got a good grade. And then the teacher told me, "Oh, you should do more of it." Of course, you feel bad that it wasn't me. It wasn't me. Yeah. So yeah, I couldn't find that I had any interest in art back then. So it was just kind of surprising, even for him, when I've been painting for maybe 2 years, that he saw my paintings for the first time. So, and it was through a family member, because Facebook, they show it to my dad. Oh, this is Errymil's painting, and then he called me one day, and I was at work. I said, why is he calling me? Because we have that awkward moment, maybe some of us has that, the old style of disciplining, back in the Philippines, we have that old style of disciplining, like the fathers, they're like a military style.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how, and then you get really spanked, unlike here in the U.S.
You get really spanked in the Philippines?
Yeah, when you're stubborn, you get the belt,
Oh, wow. What was there? Did you ever do anything that was deserving of such a thing? Like oh, you
Energetic kind of kid, I could say.
you were?
Just energetic. Yeah. I like to mess around with things. I'm just a curious kind of kid. Yeah. And I always like to go out. So, I always get in trouble. So anyway, yeah. So when he saw my paintings, like like I said, he called me, and then I thought he's gonna mention something about work or something. He just mentioned that I saw your artworks, and then he said it's really beautiful. He said, it's I'm really proud of you.
Was that a good moment?
Yeah.
That's actually it's to have a father say your work is beautiful must have been something, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's why I keep telling my kids, that I'm really proud of them. Whenever they do even a small stuff, just have to say, because it makes a big impact.
What are some things that your kids have done recently that you're really proud of?
Oh, they take interest in painting too, so try to teach them more. But they have their own techniques. Like me, I don't really. I can teach, I think, but I can't really tell you what to do. I mean, I don't know, like maybe like Picasso. I don't know. With Picasso, I really don't appreciate the abstract thing and the style. But they have their own style, but they made it, so I can't really judge a painting on its own.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how the process that they put into it and how they thought about it. So yeah, I allow them to do their own style, but I kind of push it now. I mean, not push it, but if they need something, I'll just provide it. I just want them to realize it early on, because like me, I didn't knew about it. If someone kind of pushed me back then, that would be great. I mean, I would want to be a full-time artist, or I don't know, maybe, or maybe it's the right time. I don't know. Maybe everything went at the right time. I wasn't too late. So, but if I learned it earlier, maybe it's the first choice.
Well, maybe it was the as you spoke about earlier. Maybe it was the I hate to sound like spiritual, but maybe it was God's plan, right? Like maybe it was something like that might have been
exactly
like to have you start at this time and to have you united with your family at this time, and to have you experience said experiences prior. I don't know. Maybe it was something like that.
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes, like most of us, you get through trials, but God then gave you that problem because He believes that you can go pass through it, that you're gonna thrive from it. I think He always gives you those trials so that in return you're gonna pray. You're gonna pray. So kind of there's a purpose for those bad things that have happened to you, that you became closer to Him and find um, not a solution. I don't know how to say it, but kind of like you've been saved from all those chaos that's going on in your mind. Because I believe the demon can only exist in your mind once you break free from it, and once you kind of follow the path of the truth, then you'll be set free, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So all of us has that inner demons that we need to work on, especially nowadays. I think with this COVID thing, people realize more how valuable life is. I mean, it's not about those expensive Ferrari cars or those expensive gadgets or bags. It's more of the connection. It's more of a family. So how you treat your family is how you're gonna treat those people that's around you, and they could definitely feel that vibe. I kind of had that experiment with this vibe that you can bring, like being grateful. Because, when it comes to work, because I'm a church nurse, so you kind of handle the whole floor. You kind of handle the staff, so you have a lot of things to think about, and you have a lot of patients to take care about. So when you're stressed out already at the beginning, I mean, expect that the whole shift is gonna be messed up, But when you come at work, that you're composed, calm, and collected, and you're happy, and everybody's gonna be happy. Everybody wants to, be with you, and wants to trust you, because they don't want to, go further back from you, because if you're stressed out, then they don't want to be stressed out. You have too much problems to take care of, and you don't want that to be one of it.
Yeah, that energy that a person can kind of like, what you could like exude or emit from just being negative. It is contagious. Like there's some there's like studies saying, like, if you have a negative person in a group, it doesn't take much for the group to kind of become more negative or less positive. I can't explain it, but like it brings it down. It's easier to be negative than it is to be grateful. Like it's very hard to, like, I need to do this more often. I try to write in a journal, like, things that I'm grateful for, even if it's the same thing over and over again.
True.
And I try to do that because it could be a lot worse. There could be a lot worse
True.
going on in my life and the lives of others. So it's very hard to be grateful. It takes
pretty hard actually.
Takes practice.
It's like I don't want to say it this way, but this is how it works for me. You kind of fake it till it gets real,
I think there's some truth to that, though.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you're not in the mood all the time. I mean, I'm easily irritated, especially if I don't get much sleep. But you kind of compose yourself again, and you don't want to, you don't want to be angry, or you don't want to anger the angry person already. So you kind of find another way. Maybe go. We have a garden, so you maybe go to a garden, or maybe I play with our dog. We have a French bull, which is a happy dog. You kind of pet him, or just step away from the problem, and then come back maybe a few minutes later, maybe a minute or two, and then everything's kind of changed, and then you kind of control the situation, so it doesn't have that grip on you anymore. It doesn't control you more, that negative energy. I mean, it's either you're connected or you're not. So that's how I see it. So if you're connected, then everything's positive. If you're not connected, you're just digging your own grave.
So would one of the ways, I forgot like how I was going to formulate this question. One of your escapes is through your art, like to get out away from those negative vibes, maybe, or is it just a outlet for you to kind of, not like an outlet, but the way you're explaining it is, it's almost like your hand is you're just the conduit, the way you made it sound, and then everything just kind of flows through you.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe I don't know yet, but I know right now that when I decided to know Christ better, or to know Him more, then I know what I'm focusing on right now, and I know my goals. I know where it's going, so I know it's gonna be positive. It's gonna be hard, I know it's gonna be hard. I mean, even the most righteous guy, he was crucified. He didn't do anything wrong. So it's kind of like the same. I think you get a lot of energy, a lot of negative people kind of judging you for what you believe on, or they feel like you know, you say these things, but you're not even a pastor. But you know, I just speak through my experience. So you know, but sometimes you get frustrated too. I mean, you want to share something, and you know, they're not really willing to accept it, and you know, they question you. I mean, about things that you don't even know. You know, I mean, I just want to focus on Jesus Christ. That's all. But, you know, so sometimes, yeah, I think the outlet right now to communicate more about that is through, I think, through painting, because you know, I just don't want to, you know, you go, you know, I still go to a party, you know, I don't want to go to a party and preach them, you know, about Jesus Christ, you know, I mean, you shouldn't be drinking too much,
Oh,
you know.
that's a good icebreaker, right?
So you know, I have this painting, and then you know, all my paintings, if they ask me, so you know, that's how I open up. So I kind of know who are the people that's interested, who I want to talk to, or you know, because it's not just about the art, you know, it's about the story behind it and how it came to be, and of the years of those mistakes that you take, and the risk that you took just to kind of master one thing. And you know, there's a story behind it that it's more valuable than the art itself. So you know, I think some people don't buy the art itself. They kind of buy it because you know the one who made it kind of gave them an inspiration. So that's how I see it. Same thing applies to you know, as a nurse. You know, you take care of people. You have this bunch of medications that you give them. I don't think the medication itself, I mean, fully helps them. Kind of points them to the right direction, or kind of fixes some parts of you know, their cells or whatever. But I think the person who's really taking care of that person, that believes in them, that they're gonna be well, that they're gonna be taken care of, I think that's the one that heals the most, right?
Right.
Yeah, I mean, that's how I see it. I mean, the, you know, those placebo effect, you know, like I can do marketing with a, you know, a sugar pill, like, you know, this is gonna be really awesome. It's gonna heal you. All your bones is gonna be healed. Your cells is gonna be healed with just one. You know, if you believe in that one thing, and then you offer it, it's kind of like giving it to them, and then they believe it. They believe it themselves, and that's the placebo effect.
Mm-hmm.
It still works, you know. Even the placebo works sometimes. Yeah, it works too.
So, you have that painting behind you.
Oh yeah.
You're talking about stories of your paintings. Could you kind of talk about that one?
Sure. So here I have it's titled "Awesome." Awesome.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like owl. Okay.
Yeah. So you know, I like making paintings that look up. You know, like praising God. You know, I don't know. You want to look up. I don't want looking down. You know. So I made this owl because you know I'm a night person. So I thought about an owl to paint. And then during this time, this is the first blood moon back in 2018. So you know there was 4 blood moons that year. So I painted one of it, and then it kind of tells us, you know, even at night when you gaze upon the skies, you know, you can find this peace that's you know, within us, you know, through the flower of life. So there's an etched flower of life here in the moon. So it's like I said, this symbol kind of communicates with everything. So kind of unifies everything. So you kind of look up and you see that everything's gonna be okay. You'll be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. And then I painted the whole background gold.
That's gold.
Yeah, it's gold leaf.
Oh, gold leaf.
Yeah, it's gold leaf.
So it has a shine to it.
Yeah, it's shiny.
I can't tell from the screen. It looks, for me, from my perspective, it looks like a little. Yeah, I can see kind of a shine. Must
Yeah.
be the room must be so well lit that there's no bouncing light.
Yeah, I used to. Yeah, that's kind of but yeah, I used a gold leaf, but it's really hard to take a picture with the gold leaf. I mean,
Yeah.
get in the website, it's kind of tricky. But anyway, I painted it a gold at the background because it kind of represents what's gonna happen after. You're in all this chaos. That blood moon that happened back then. It's like a prophecy that there's gonna be. Not an apocalypse, but it's kind of negative actually. There's something negative that's going to happen, which is happening now actually. I made it 2018. I kind of foresaw that we're going to go through this age that it's like giving birth, it's not very comfortable what we're going through right now. But the good thing, like I said in my story, I went down, and then once you got down, you rise up again. So I think with this painting, with the golden background, we're going to a golden age where everything's going to be more prosperous, but the truth needs to be exposed. That's how I see it. So once we know the truth about everything else, then we can finally live as one, as one beings, and we're not in one side or the other, but we're just all of us together, striving to be on a peaceful, how you envision the maybe paradise, like bringing heaven here on earth, and then I think we're gonna go through that age. I believe that in our generation right now, it's gonna happen because we have kids. We're not that brutal anymore. We're not that we want peace actually. Everybody wants that, and everybody you don't want to be better than anyone else. I think that's a sad part about Facebook though. Sometimes you see this maybe your friends or other people they kind of show what they have, and you feel happy for them, but sometimes you feel like I wish I was there too, like maybe in the Caribbean, but I couldn't afford it.
You have your friends posting their 5 Ferraris.
Exactly. Yeah. And then they're sometimes they're at the same age as you, and I mean, although you're grateful for whatever you have right now, but sometimes you want to have more.
Yeah.
But I think right now it's not the case anymore, especially with like I said, with the corona, lockdowns and everything. I mean, you don't really wish for a bigger house. I mean, you still want to have a simple life, just a happy life, no problems at all. I mean, you just want to be connected with with your family and everybody else. So yeah, I think, and this one, it's actually a gift to my wife. So I allowed her to title it. So she said, oh, it's awesome. So maybe awesome. So
it's NFS for not for sale.
Yeah, maybe eventually I need to ask permission from her, but I'm giving out prints, so.
Well, if it's hers, you might have to give her some royalties.
Exactly. And then I like my wife. We like elegant. I could say elegant, yeah, elegant things. Shiny things. We're crystal enthusiasts. Those crystals.
You like crystals?
Yeah, I like crystals.
Tell me about that. Like, what's the? Yeah.
I want to tell you a story. I don't know. Maybe sometimes you go back when you were young, and then some things that you didn't continue. I used to, we have an aquarium back then, and my mom used to put some gems and some stones in it. So one day, maybe I was in maybe 4th grade or 3rd grade. So we have a test. I get nervous easily. Even if I study hard, you still get that. Nervous. Yeah. You might not pass because my dad was really strict, and if I get just in between grades, not like the above 80s, then it's not gonna be happy. But anyway, I have this pencil case. Back then, it's we have that fancy pencil case that you can put all sorts of things. So I used to, for the exam, I put all those rocks, put all those gems inside of that pencil case to kind of guide my pencil. Maybe that could guide my pencil, and maybe I could put the right answers. It was so quiet, in the classroom, and that pencil case fell down. And it fell down on the floor and it shattered everything. It's like and then my classmates saw it. It's like, wow, like a rainbow, So it's kind of embarrassing because it happened twice within that day. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. Maybe back then, I had that interest with the stones, and whenever I go to a nice place, like maybe like Sedona or some memorable place, I kind of take a stone with me, and I just keep it in my pocket. And then I eventually went to crystals. So yeah, I'm kind of like a crystal enthusiast. I feel like there's an energy with them. I mean, they can block or they can attract. Depends on the stone. So yeah, right now my wife, she's really good at it right now. She's better knowledgeable than me when it comes to crystals. She actually makes jewelries. She makes beads, but we get the finest quality. I mean, we go to those gem fairs to buy those beads, but we try to get the best ones because we kind of believe that there's something in it. Like right now, what I'm wearing right now it's called the shungite. It actually came from Russia, but when you study about shungite, it kind of blocks EMP energies. You hold your gadgets and then your Wi-Fi. It kind of protects you from that because it's kind of negative. I mean, it can get you sick too. I mean, you don't see it. Those Wi-Fi, whatever's emitting, but it's right there. So this kind of helps with that, and it kind of pushes away the negative energy. So I don't know. You can believe it or you can't, but it wouldn't hurt to have one in your pocket, right?
Yeah. I used to collect. I used to go in my creek as a kid and try to find quartz.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's just I would it's kind of funny because you talk about how you would go to Sedona. When I was a kid, I went to Arizona, and I remember I came back, like I was a little kid, I don't know how old, but came back. I kept collecting rocks, and mainly just like quartz. I wasn't really getting anything else.
Yeah.
But I remember my dad carried like a giant bag of rocks in the airport. I was like, and then I was like, these are just cool rocks. I don't know why I have them.
Yeah, they're just shining. They're beautiful, and yeah, they comes in different colors. And later on, you figure you kind of study it, and they're different from one another. So yeah, it's just amazing how they were made from nature and all those cuts. I'm truly amazed on how they look like and how shiny they are. And when you hold them, sometimes you could, I could feel something sometimes. Right now, yeah, go ahead.
Do you have like a really precious stone, like the one like a
Yeah, we have one right now that we've been like an enthusiast with it. It's called moldavite. Moldavite.
What's that?
It's like I have a small one right here. Oh shit, forgot it downstairs. But anyway, it's like
I don't know where it's at. It's gone.
Yeah, no, I have it downstairs. So it's like they called it an extraterrestrial stone because it came from outer space.
Wow.
Yeah, and then it kind of focused on Czech Republic, so that's where they mine it. Right now, they don't mine it anymore. It's kind of like a jade emerald in between. It has that green color in it that it's like a kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Kryptonite. That's how but it kind of aids. They say, I just know about chakras because like I said, I was kind of studying being a Buddhist or Hindu, but I wasn't even part of it. But anyway, yeah, it kind of helps with the heart chakra and the third eye. So, well, it kind of aids with the dreams too. So I kind of wear it at night. I mean, so what, right? You just wear it and then let's see what happens. But yeah, I get some vivid dreams, and yeah, it could be. I could say it could be really powerful sometimes. That if you like when I was starting to use it, if I've been using it for maybe 5 days consecutive, I feel that not drained, but it's just too much. That's the only stone that I felt that strong. So what they say, I kind of read about it. It's gonna aid, kind of helps. It's gonna help with um, the Great Awakening. That's what they say. But maybe well, it brings positive energy. So maybe it kind of awakens the things that we don't see. I mean, not like the ghost or any negative entity, but it kind of brings that awareness in you. It's kind of it's not like a positive or negative energy, but it's more of I could say maybe a visionary type of stone. So that's called moldavite. So we've been buying. So sometimes it doesn't matter if it's a big or a small one, as long as you wear it or you have it in your pocket. But it's kind of pricey though. But I like it. I always try to find one when I go to a gem fair, and there's a lot of fakes out there. So you need to be really careful, and it needs to have that certificate in it. Like I said, it came from outer space, so I think what they say is it kind of crashed in Earth, and then it kind of produced that plume, and then that crystal formed like a raindrop. So it looks like it looks like an aerodynamic crystal came down. So you could buy it, on those maybe quarter-size pieces, or like a hail. When it rains, like with the hail, that's how it looks like. But it's color green. It looks like a moss. Doesn't really look much attractive at all. I mean, compared to other stones, but I could say it's a really powerful stone. So I kind of keep that always with me, and my wife too.
So with the stone, can you create some sort of like high-tech Iron Man armor that is?
I know, those Rolex watches or any watch, they put quartz crystal in it, right? And even if you go to your computer, there's some quartz crystal inside of it. I think in the memory base of it, there's some quartz crystal and some gold in it. So I think it kind of helps with the technology at the same time. I mean, maybe those wizards back then, they were not really wizards, but maybe they had the technology back then that they used. I don't know.
They had moldavite wands.
Maybe I don't know. Maybe.
like in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
I don't know if they had moldavite wands. I know they had wands that are made of wood and like dragon's tooth or something.
Yeah.
Have you read Harry Potter?
No, I'm not a fan. Sorry.
Have you read any books recently?
I used to read books, but not much anymore. But more of the spiritual stuff. It's like a. Oh yeah, I read about the Dolores O'Cannon. It's really a good book. I think I read it 2 times. The title is 3 Waves of Volunteers. So it's like I forgot what session they call it, but not hypnotism, but above that. They kind of put you in a hypnotic state, and then they ask you questions, and it's like your other part of your energy or your personality or your spirit itself. Is the one who's speaking. But basically, they're saying what the book says. There's 3 waves of volunteers that came here on Earth at this time. The first wave are those ones that are stressed the most, which is our fathers. Maybe they're around 50s to 60s above. They have the most stress, and they don't feel comfortable in this this dense Earth that's full of problems. They have to work hard. I think we are in the second wave of volunteers. Like our spirits came to this exact moment of trial, because we're gonna expect something, and what our job is, we just have to be around everyone. I mean, our energy itself is enough to produce that positive vibe in it, and we're fun. We're fun. I mean, we experience our generation experience on both sides of the spectrum. I mean, you have the 80s and the 90s, and then you see these kids right now. I mean, they're just happy with the gadgets. I mean, we gone through that. They don't even know what a cassette is. But yeah, that's the second wave of volunteers, and the third wave, they call it those indigo childs. It's like those gifted kids. I mean, some of them might be autistic, but there's those kids that are savant autistic, but they're really smart. They're really, really smart. So they're here to kind of, that's gonna be the next generation that's here. I mean, they witness what's happening right now, and they don't want it. They don't want this. They don't want this. They're gonna create maybe a future better suitable for them, and we're here to guide them. I mean, that's what the book says. It's like a collection of interviews from different people, and kind of summarizes what they all were talking about. So it's like we're one energy. I mean, after death, I believe I mean, you have that consciousness. I don't think you're just gonna die in just like just a material thing or a plastic that you're just gonna be thrown away. I think after that, your energy is gonna transform to something else. That's what I believe in. It's never ending, which is fun. But here right now, it's challenging and it's dense. But it's fun because we are able to experience whatever this is, but in this 3D world. But we're able to share with one another, and bring peace with one another, which is really fun. Kind of deep, huh?
It is.
Yeah,
that's a
weird and deep. But I don't know. Maybe something's happening right now. I mean, this is worldwide. I mean, when 9/11 happened, shocking to see what happened during 9/11, and all those, when that building fell, and I was back in the Philippines. I wasn't even in the States. I was just watching the news, and I was so devastated to see that falling, and to see those innocent lives. But right now, since this COVID happened, it's like every day we're experiencing that. We feel sorry. You see something in the news again, and then you feel sorry for that person, and then you see another thing. It's like every day you're being bombarded. So you need to find that escape sometimes.
Sounds like you need to go back to the old days when you didn't have a TV.
Yeah.
Put that away,
Yeah. Well, that's what's happening right now. I mean, I don't think nothing's really. I mean, there's some movies that's interesting, but right now I don't think anything's interesting with cable right now. You're just paying too much.
So what are some of the things that are interesting?
For me, I mean, going outdoors. I mean, I like hiking. I like nature. I like most of it. I like art. I used to surf. I like going to the ocean. Because when you go to the ocean, I mean, I'm not really a good surfer, but I can catch a wave at least. But you go through to the wave, and then what you're only focusing on is the wave that's coming, and nothing else. And you don't have a gadget because you don't want to get wet. So you just have the board and yourself. You're just watching the wave, and then you're just waiting and waiting and waiting. But you're happy. You're kind of connected. And once that wave comes, while waiting for maybe 30 minutes to catch that wave, once you ride that, it's like you want to take everyone with you, and to feel that, that feeling of freedom. That's why people like to surf. I think because of that freedom that you're riding with the wave, and nothing's really stopping you. And I mean, you're just focused on nature itself.
I never surfed before. Is it like is it really I guess exhausting? It seems like it would be exhausting just to paddle out in the ocean,
Just a
and then
paddle.
even the wade in there with that board.
Yeah, it's really tiring. I mean, you just paddle like 80% of the time, and then
Oh
you ride
wow.
the wave. If you miss the wave, then you need, because there's a courtesy. I didn't know it back then. I mean, if I see a wave, I just try to ride it, but someone else is gonna ride it, so you don't wanna. There's a traffic going on, so you need to fall in line. So if you miss one, you have to fall back in line again. That's with the good wave. So if you're kind of like you just want to have fun, just get a longboard and you can ride any wave. If you want it better, you can get that paddle board and you're always in the wave.
Uh-huh.
Sucks for someone else because they're always in the wave and you're kind of struggling.
Well, what's the so there's like a code, like a,
There's a courtesy that you need to follow. Once
how does
someone
that work?
kind of goes your way too, you don't want to catch it and then you kind of block that person's momentum.
Uh-huh.
That was
Have you blocked someone's momentum before?
Yeah, a lot of times.
And then was that person mad or like, I'm sorry, I didn't know?
Yeah, I didn't know. I mean, like surfing itself, everything for me is I learned it on my own.
Yeah.
I was kind of brave doing it back then when I realized about it because, I'm afraid of sharks, of course, jellyfish or broken glass, but I still did it. I mean, I still, even if you fail, the next day you try it again, and then the next day, and then till you ride that wave, and then you meet some people that kind of helps you out along the way.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, same as art. I mean, I'm a loner with art, and no one teach me about art. And my techniques are I don't know if it's unique, but that's how I learned it. That what works for me. But along the way, I meet people like you. You kind of help out. To kind of excel the art, and also so that I can talk about how it came to be. So you meet beautiful people. I mean, interesting people. Like in Instagram itself, I meet interesting people, and I kind of learn about their art. I appreciate people's art too. So if I could buy it, I would buy it. But I also make art, so I just kind of have a nice conversation with them, and I just want to see how how their way of thinking, especially when you see an amazing art, how once you get the technique, you can think that you can paint anything, but what are you gonna paint? So that's the big question, because sometimes sometimes it still happens to me. I call it an art block. You're just staring at the white canvas, and you know what to paint, but you just couldn't get that that brush to start it. Because once you start, I know it's not gonna stop. But what? Sometimes you just stare at it, and then later on you're tired and say, maybe I'll just do it the next day. So that's the art block. Because sometimes I kind of push it still, even when I get that feeling. It kind of sucks because sometimes you make a painting and you're not satisfied with it. And then you take a look at it the next day and you say, I'm gonna redo the whole thing.
Have you done that?
Yeah, a lot. Especially the hardest part for me is doing commissions, actually. But I love doing commissions.
They are hard.
Yeah, I like commissions because I like the excitement of the person who's buying. I mean, I let them I let them do the imagination, and I'm just gonna put everything into perspective for them. I mean, I'm gonna use my own style, but I just want them to. I want to bring out that excitement on them. But the hardest part is, once you make that painting, and then sometimes they're just gonna say, "I don't want that tree right there. I want it on the other side. Can you put it on the other side?" It's like you did the background and everything. Now you can't really just patch it up, so you have to do the whole thing again. Sometimes
you gotta remove it.
yeah, it's not like I'm just gonna move it, but because you're gonna cover it and you don't want it to show. So I end up doing the painting all over again, and then sometimes ends up they won't even take it.
That's happened before?
Yeah, that happened one time. That happened to me. It's a very bad experience, but you know, I was almost done. I don't usually do portraits, but I did it for this one person because he bought a lot of paintings from me, and it was supposed to be a secret, but I was just doing he gave me a picture just from a phone that he captured from maybe a photo, so it wasn't HD, so I couldn't figure out how the glasses looked like. So I was on I was on my last. Maybe I was just doing the details on the eyes because I like to focus on the eyes. So I was asking about the glasses. Maybe they have it. Maybe take a picture of it. And then they saw. I think that the person that was was supposed to be a surprise for that person saw it, and then she said, I don't like it. I don't like the picture. I don't like the painting. Oh, that really hurt me. That really hurt me. I mean, it's a big painting actually. I think it's this size. It's the same size as this. It's like a half of. So and after that I stopped doing commissions. But now I'm back to doing commissions because I know wonderful people, that appreciates art for what it is. I mean, I just don't do art for the sake of money. Because I know that money, I'm just gonna spend it, and I'm just gonna buy another art supply.
Yeah.
I always like that when that person sees that painting. I want to see that excitement on them, and that glow on them. Like being a young kid opening their surprise and then seeing it. That's the most priceless thing that I look for.
I hate to bring up money, but did you get any compensation for the piece, or is it just a wash?
Nothing. But they bought a lot of paintings actually. But that was the commission. But I didn't get anything. But there was a compensation, but another service. But I said.
Yeah, and that's like I don't. How long did you spend on that piece?
Well, portraits are really hard because even if I feel like sometimes you make the exact same face, but sometimes the person who's accepting the painting is mental to themselves. They feel like oh, I should look maybe younger or older, whatever. But they're I think they judge themselves too much. I mean, you try to make it beautiful. Oh, I'm not like that. But yeah, that's why I kind of stay away from doing portraits. But I could paint anything else. I mean, I always challenge myself to, especially those hard paintings. I like those hard paintings. Those things that I know I can't do. I like doing it. I want to challenge because once I finish that paintings now it's easier for the next paintings that I'm gonna do. So that challenge itself, making mistakes and everything, you learn something from it, and the next time it's just gonna be easy.
Yeah. Any challenging paintings that you have up that you're working on currently, or you're excited about?
Yeah, I finished a commission. It's a golden harvest. It's downstairs though. But yeah, I I like doing paintings, all at once. Maybe 4 at a time or 7
Four at a time?
like a batch. So yeah, right now I'm working on 4 paintings. It's not like a series, but I just I don't know. I just want to make those paintings for myself, like a collection. So last time I did, the collection of 7 line paintings. I did it. I finished it during COVID season. When everything's locked down. So kind of, I just want to give that message of, that pride you have with your own family, and that whatever's happening right now, you need to rise up. Not to be mad, but we're very, very powerful beings, and we cannot be. I won't say this, but I don't want to be dictated on what I'm supposed to do with my own life. I mean, you only live once, right?
YOLO.
YOLO. Why do you want to be locked down? If I'm gonna get sick or whatever, I'm gonna take that risk. I mean, yeah, that's kind of like the message I was bringing out with that paintings. And then
So the Lion series is like a message about family.
a family, yes, and then protection to your family and the courage to stand up when it's needed. You don't just, you like lions. They only hunt for food, but they don't hunt for trophy.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the message behind it. So yeah, but right now I have a lot of commissions doing right now, so I'm pretty excited. So yeah,
How many commissions do you have?
oh, sorry. I live in a busy street, so I live maybe 1 block to the city hall. It's pretty exciting too.
1 block from the city hall.
Yeah, just 1 block. We live in the main street, but at least we have a big front yard, so it's kind of distance. But whenever, yeah, and there's a fire station too, so yeah, it kind of gets noisy sometimes.
Happens.
Yeah.
You said you had a lot of commissions. How many commissions do you have right now?
Right now, I'm gonna work on the pieces of painting I'm doing right now. Would be 7 pieces.
7.
Yeah.
7 pieces from 7 different people, or like?
I know. That's 3 different people, and then I got another one today.
Congrats.
Yeah, that's really fun. But sometimes I also want my prints to to be marketed. Well, prints are okay too, but of course, originals are better.
Mm-hmm.
Because they get the unique stuff. The only person who has it, basically.
Yeah, there's one.
Yeah, there's only one. That's it.
Yeah. There's only one original, and the prints are nice, but you can't have the real McCoy.
Yeah. But the prints, they're beautiful too. Yeah. Some people like prints. Yeah, I see some people like prints, but mostly with me, I like. For now I'm doing commissions, but I haven't sold any original artwork yet because I tend to hoard it. Sometimes you finish a painting, and I don't want to sell it.
You're an art hoarder?
Yeah.
Of your own work.
It's not like because sometimes you really need to appreciate your work too. Yes.
You be careful of that, because pretty soon you won't have any room to hoard it.
Exactly. In a garage.
I know from experience that it will get really difficult if you keep doing it.
I know, yeah. I mean, my wife only chooses a few paintings that can come inside the house, because my turf would be my garage, so that's my man cave. So
you paint your man cave?
Yeah, I did. I actually, when we moved here, we're almost here, 3 years. But before we moved, I do a lot of DIYs at home too. So I kind of fixed the whole garage. So the flooring is made of epoxy.
Okay.
Epoxy, and then it's shiny with gold, silver, and pearl, and I combine that, and then I put another layer, and I put a decal of the flower of life in the middle, and then I put another layer. So it's kind of like a 3D. Yeah, I want to promote that too. I mean, I did the pottery for a while. And, I do my own pots, and then I do like a resin painting. It's like an
I've seen those.
Yeah, so like this one.
The koi fish are floating in space, right?
Yeah, exactly. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, so I kind of do my own pots. It's really challenging, so I kind of stopped doing pottery for now. I mean, it's a real process. Everything's an art when it comes to pottery. The moment you make shape or form with that clay, to drying it, and then I bought my own kiln. So you fire it, and that's another process, and then you glaze it. You put color in it so that it has that glaze, that's another process. And if you make a mistake in between those, it's just gonna be a waste, especially in the end part.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, kind of you get really frustrated, especially when you hear it pop, in the kiln. Like, oh man, something's shattered already. And not only
that's the air pocket.
yeah, I think so, maybe because I was trying to do a fountain, a big fountain. So I couldn't make that big plate. It always it always breaks in the middle. I don't know why, but I tried it, like 1,000 times maybe. Not 1,000 times, but a lot of times. But it always shatters. So kind of gave up a little on the pottery, but it was okay back then because I was doing those incense holder. I kind of punch a hole in the incense so it produces like a waterfall that goes in the in the what do you call it? Not a base. I don't know. Basically, it's a fountain with you can put a plant in it. So yeah, that was a hit. So during Christmas, I just showed my artwork and then people bought it. So I was so grateful that it was sold out. So, but I still have some, but it's not perfect, but yeah.
Emmeline Benito has been saying that
That's my sister.
she's been hoarding your art.
Oh yeah, she's my greatest fan. She's my greatest fan. She was there in the beginning, of course, right?
That's awesome. Yeah. Be very aware. Good thing you didn't kill. Well, I mean, be very aware that if you start hoarding your art, it becomes very cumbersome after a while.
Yeah.
Especially if you do really large paintings,
Yeah, I like to do large paintings. I think it's much. I can put a lot in it. So yeah, I want to learn to do my own canvas maybe eventually. But while I can still buy it, at Michael's or Hobby Lobby.
Mm-hmm.
For a sale sometimes, then I kind of stick with that because I know it's a process too with doing your own canvas. But
you want to learn how to stretch your own canvas?
Hmm?
You want to learn how to stretch your own canvas?
Yeah, to make a bigger one. Because the ones they have, sometimes I want something more bigger than that.
Yeah, and you'll save so much money.
I
Like
know.
if you get I don't know how much the art those large canvases cost, but I know last time I checked is they a large one. How much is a 3x3? How much are those ones behind you? Like those frames cost?
Without a sale because it's a gallery wrap. It's like a 1.5 inch thick. That would cost like close to 100.
100?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could make like 6x6 canvases for $100.
I know. But yeah, I always during the sale.
Yeah. What you could do is you get some pine wood, like the really pine select wood at Home Depot or Lowe's.
Yeah.
And then you get the quarter round, that curved quarter round.
Yeah.
And then you
have all those stuff already, but I haven't started yet.
Yeah. If you do DIY stuff, it won't be that hard. Especially if you've done like actual like construction on your house or like repairs and stuff, and you have a miter saw, it won't be that hard.
Yeah, I was thinking, after all this commission, I was planning to do those waterfalls that we went to Mount Shasta. So that's a series already by itself. McBurney waterfall. I want to do a lot of that because that's the greatest waterfall I ever seen. So I just want to make a big one, a big paint. And we bought this, through Marketplace and Facebook. Bought this fancy frames. So I might stretch my own canvas just for that frame. So yeah, that's gonna be the next project.
So you're gonna do a waterfall. Would you imagine? Would it be like really narrow and vertical?
Usually like a landscape style. I can do a portrait style,
So you want a landscape really wide?
Yeah, because the waterfall that I saw, it's really wide. It's not like one waterfall. But yeah, there's one that I could do like like that, but that's kind of hard too, doing that waterfall in one stroke maybe. But I'm gonna learn. I did a couple of maybe waterfalls, but I just want to make it more detailed, and like I said, you kind of learn from it. So yeah, kind of pretty excited to do that.
What size are you thinking about doing? What width?
Oh, maybe right now that it's not really that big, that frame that I bought. I think it's just like a 30 by 40, 30-inch by 40. It's not that big.
So you want to do 40 inches wide?
Yeah, I think those ones you can still buy it, at Michael's. But yeah, I'm really planning a big one, a big one. Maybe we'll see.
Maybe
you plan things, but that's not how it looks like. Sometimes you do a painting, by the time you finish it, it's not the one that you imagined.
Yeah, that
transforms. It always
that can be struggle. That can be that can rub you the wrong way, right?
Yeah.
And then you have onlookers like, oh, it's fine, Liz. Something's right. Something's off.
Yeah. When it comes to that, my greatest critic is my wife. I can't really release a painting or even take a picture of it without consulting her first. Sometimes I get pissed off. I finished it already, and then it's just a smudge. I mean, it's just a small detail that you didn't like, or maybe sometimes it's big. Maybe sometimes it's the eyes. I don't like the eye. I mean, I focus too much on the eye. I mean, but I just learned to accept it and just believe her. That's how it works.
Do you ever purposely make a gaffe? Like maybe you make the eyes look in the opposite ways, or like, and you show it to your wife. What do you think of this? This looks, and they're like, and she looks like something's wrong with the eyes. I don't see it. I'm not seeing what you're talking about there.
Or sometimes she says it's kind of scary. The eyes is kind of scary.
Oh, the eyes are creeping me out. That's funny.
Those resin, in the frame. Like this one. I do it in canvas too, but with the small ones, I can put the crystals in the side. But once I put it in and then I put another layer in it, I can't really change much of it unless I do another. But that doesn't look good, especially with the eyes. I mean, if you do another layer with the eyes, it's just gonna pop out.
They're gonna. Someone's gonna look. The animals. If I look to the left or right, it's staring at me no matter which side I'm looking. Is that what it does? Kind of like it's following me, right? I could see that happening. Yeah, that'd be creepy. Have you done that before, though?
Yeah, I like being critic. Is that a word? But anyway, I like being criticized, especially with my wife. I know she has great taste, so yeah, I kind of even if I don't agree sometimes, but it's okay. It's all right. Happy life.
I was thinking the same phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But she's always right. So I think.
You think? Well, Errymil. Let's see. Okay, I think this has been a really fruitful conversation, wouldn't you say?
Definitely, yeah. It is.
So go ahead.
Oh, I just want to promote one thing, because during this week, I promoted a giveaway. So I'm gonna announce the winner on the 20th.
Okay.
That's on Sunday. So it's the same painting. It's a metal print. It's a clear metal gloss print. It's an 11 by 11, so you see that shine.
Yeah.
Shine in it, and it's ready to hang. So.
And it's got that wood.
I know, right? Yeah, really wonderful. I mean, it's ready to hang, and it looks elegant actually by itself.
And it's got those are D rings that are holding the wire.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will sign the print, whoever I choose to win, and then I can anyone can join. internationally can join, you know. And then I'm just gonna sign it with their name to, like, you know, like being thankful for joining it, whatever. But I'm gonna sign it to and then ship it to anywhere. So yeah, so I think till the 20th. I'm gonna announce. So far, it's been really good. I mean, I didn't do any ads for the first time, but it's really doing good actually. I don't know. Maybe it's the ball is rolling already. So, and then plus this one, you know, it kind of boost my shyness. You know, I'm always I consider myself an introvert, so I'm really shy with the camera. I don't know what to say other than hi. You know, hello. But
You told me.
yeah, but thank you, Matt. I mean,
Errymil, one last thing. I asked the same question, but maybe a slight difference each time. What advice or life advice, be it art, be it, you know, just philosophy, can you give to the viewers, you know, that you hold to be true no matter what age you are? Like if they're younger than you, your age or older, what advice can you give to anyone that's watching or it's going to listen to this later on?
yeah, good question. Well, my only advice would be, trust in God. You know, with all your decisions, with all your trials in life, with all the excitements in life. Like I said, you always have to be thankful for something, and never forget to pray, and always teach that to the next generation. Because, you know, if without Him, we will be lost. So always put Him in the middle of all the decisions that we make, that we may be guided. Um, Sometimes, you know, when you ask for something, it might not be what you want, but that's what you need. You know, it works in the very mysterious ways. You know, I'm a witness to all this, and I'm still growing. It's really hard. I'm not perfect, but you know, I'm learning from every situation, from every problems. You know, you're always going to be faced with problems, but like I said, always trust in God and always put Him in the middle of your relationships, of your whatever projects you're working on, and just trust in Him. And with all your problems, you know, just surrender it all to Him, and then He'll do the rest. He promises that He's gonna do all the rest for you, and it's like an insurance that, you know, it's a free insurance actually. If you think about it, you know, like I said, you know, you only live once, but you know, maybe in this lifetime, you know, if you had a lot of problems, but if you put your trust in Him, there's a promise that you're gonna be with Him someday. So yeah, that's my only advice to anyone. You know, I mean, while you're still young, try to seek the Lord and, you know, do all your strength and your power and your might to know more about Him and to practice, which is the hardest part. Which is every day you have to put into practice what He was teaching, and you're gonna live good. Trust me.
Errymil, those were powerful words. Thank you
Oh yeah.
for your time. I really do appreciate it. I know that it takes a lot out of you to talk for an hour and 40 minutes.
I know. I didn't even notice.
Yeah, and to talk about your life and talk about your artwork. I really did enjoy hearing from you. Where can we find you? Like,
Oh sure. Yeah. My website is www.errymilart. That's ERRYMIL art.com. And you know, you can see all my collections there, all my paintings. You know, and through Instagram, which is, you know, just find my name, Errymil Art, same as Facebook, just Errymil Art, and then you'll find me. And you know, I'm doing lives right now, so I might do some original sales through those medias. So it's really helpful. This one is really helpful, actually.
Thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you very much.
All right, thanks.
Bye.